The Saints Row series needs no introduction. The last entry in the franchise, Saints Row 4, was released back in 2013, and since then, fans have wondered what is happening with the next entry in the main series. In between 2013 and now, we did get Agents of Mayhem, which is also developed by Volition, but it was more of a spin-off title with just slight ties to Saints Row, and not an actual sequel to the series. So we're going to break down everything we know about Saints Row 5, starting to the first announcement up until now, and kind of when we're thinking a reveal could be. As always, all the links will be in the description if still available, so make sure to check those out and support all the sources. So we have to start back in February of 2018. THQ Nordic purchased Deep Silver, who is the publisher for the Saints Row franchise. And now Saints Row is owned under THQ again, because the original THQ actually used to own the IP for Saints Row until they went bankrupt back in 2012 and had to sell off its assets. But that's a whole other video of all the background drama and kind of what happened. But basically, THQ Nordic is now the new owner if you go up enough rungs in the corporate landscape. And THQ Nordic is actually a publicly traded company, so they have to give updates to shareholders. And one notable update happened in August of 2019, which said, quote, Volition, who is the developer of Saints Row, is deep in development of a brand new Saints Row game, the first full entry in this much-loved series since Saints Row 4 was released back in 2013, end quote. And I know there have been some articles that definitely took their own spin on this quote, but this is the exact quote they gave. There isn't anything else. They didn't mention Agents of Mayhem, and that's not real, and that's not what they actually said. So this is what they actually said: a new Saints Row game, first full entry since Saints Row 4. Then the official Saints Row Twitter account actually confirmed this as well, saying, quote, we can finally respond to the mountain of posts asking us for a new Saints game with a resounding yes. And the reason I bring this up is because we got some of the biggest information about Saints Row 5 from the Twitter account, and it came from a follow-up tweet prompted by a fan. This fan asked, quote, are we going to hear more news about the new Saints Row game before the end of the year, like an announcement trailer? And the official Saints Row Twitter account responded again, saying, quote, sorry, but the only information we can share right now is that it has been in development since the release of Agents of Mayhem. And if we look up the release date of Agents of Mayhem, that was back in August of 2017. So it looks like the game has been in development for almost 3 years. Which makes sense, and it starts to give us a time frame of what to expect. So 3 years, we know that, and we also can prove that the game is in a playable state as well. Probably not very polished and ready to release, or else it would be already, but enough to bring out Mr. Saints Godzilla 21 to play an early build. He's a very popular Saints Row YouTuber, and in his video that was released when the new Saints Row was announced in the THQ Nordic update, he mentioned that he's actually under NDA, but was invited out to Volition and did play the game and told fans they should be very excited, which is really interesting because his video came up the same time as they confirmed it, so August 2019. So at this point, the game had only been in development for 2 years, and it was already in a place where they're inviting content creators out to get feedback and to help shape the franchise, which is really cool and really nice to hear. Then a few months later, in November of 2019, GameIndustry.biz had an interview with the CEO of Koch Media and gave this response when asked about upcoming installments. He said, quote, Saints Row is very close to our hearts, and we'll talk about it next year. For the time being, we just wanted to get the word out that it is coming and it's going to be great. And once again, this falls in line with THQ's overall mission statement that they wanted to start launching 2 AAA games a year starting in 2021. It's possible that Saints Row 5 will be one of those games, and I would say very likely that Saints Row 5 will be one of those games. So it really could be revealed at any time. The interview was in 2019, and he said we'll talk about it next year, which is 2020. We're in 2020, and if THQ Nordic wants to start launching 2 AAA games a year, they're going to have to probably reveal those games back in 2020, and then give them some time to market, and then a full release in 2021. The community was initially thinking that this announcement would happen at E3, but it was obviously canceled due to this whole situation in the world right now. So we'll just have to wait and see what Deep Silver and THQ Nordic decide in regards to announcing the game, because as everyone has been thinking, it really could be any time. And I think it might work to Saints Row's benefit to do some sort of surprise release, make a joke out of that, and if it is topical, and if they find a way to still get the game out there and not delay it too much because of all this. And that's really everything we know about Saints Row 5. It is happening, they have confirmed it, and hopefully it's going to be released in 2021, and we are going to start hearing about it sometime in 2020 as long as everything goes smoothly. People have also started to play it, and they're saying good things about it, so I'm really excited. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like and share this video, subscribe for weekly gaming news, and I will see you guys in the next one.